Welcome to Finance Magnates Executive Interview. Thank you so much for joining us today. We have here the founders and owners of Finvasia Group. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you today?
Going very well so far. Thanks for having us here.
We're at the IFX Expo International in Cyprus. How are you finding Cyprus so far?
I loved it. I mean, the energy, the innovation. I think we're part of some panel discussions in the morning, all put together. I think this is the market which really needs the innovation, and I think we have the right process and tools right now.
And plus, I think IFX Expo does amazing job when they do these expos. I must commend everybody over there.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for answering our questions today. We have a curiosity about a little bit of your business. You guys are a big group. You have a lot of different parts of the business included in your whole spectrum. Can I start by asking what is the way forward behind the diversity of all the technologies that is powering your group? You have healthtech, you have fintech, you have retail investment. How are you coordinating all of that? How challenging is that?
I think challenges are always opportunities for us. We've been fortunate because right after we worked in Wall Street, we always wanted to get into a space which is tech-driven, which is a problem statement for the society and industry. And this is where I think the journey all kicked off. Initially venturing in India, but now currently we have been fortunate to be present in a lot of global markets and very well regulated as well. India is one of the biggest markets for us. So in those particular perspective, yes, I think the challenges are there, but the way the ecosystem is maturing, the way the fintech adaptability is happening, I think it is giving us a lot of energy to innovate and be more specific for the countries by creating those customized solutions.
You've mentioned the regulations. How many regulations do you currently have?
We have more than 30 regulations right now.
30 regulations. That must be very challenging to coordinate. How do you coordinate that? What's the secret?
I guess it boils down to the team. The teams that we have across all the different brands that Finvasia owns, the teams is amazing. The work that they're doing, the way they're putting together. For us as founders, it's very important that the value system and ethic of every single product we launch is towards solving a problem, is towards something that is needed for people around us, whether that's healthcare, whether that's financial services. When I look at them, they're very emotional subject. When you go to put your money to work, to invest somewhere, you're emotional about it. So it's the team that brings together that ethical value system and understand that we are dealing with real problem and sensitive problems. And I think they're doing a commendable job so far.
Right. In the financial sector of your business, all the investment part of the financial entities that you have created something that is a little bit revolutionary, right? The zero commission system. It's kind of very new. What can you tell us about it?
So I think, we always believe that technology is almost like data packets. So you're giving us a particular data packet and we're transferring it to a certain servers, regulator, exchanges, and this is how it evolves over a period of time. Zero commission was something which was no-brainer for us, I'll be honest to you. When we started looking at the problem statements more towards the Indian and the global markets, we realized that, buying and selling should actually have no cost. Value needs to drive it. And this is where we identified that, creating a zero commission is an absolutely mandate and a win-win for everyone. Be it for a retail clients, be it a first-time investors, be it a traders, and even for a company like us. Because when you start focusing on innovation, you have to first create a complete value chain. And this is where we started understanding and we said, okay, let's do a complete top-down by getting all the regulatory licenses in place. That was step one. Once we did it, we realized that now the value has to be built up. We started focusing on creating a lot of in-house products and tools and services which were more relevant for retail clients. And guess what? We now working up creating India's first artificial intelligence based fintech super app, which is going to be more focused on cognitive, predictive, and generative AI on lending, spending, saving, and investments. And that's something which we feel was much needed and was more relevant for the Indian markets. So we always look for technology and pain points, and this is where we are.
That looks very exciting. I will be asking you about it in a few months' time. So you're standing on the AI. It's a very interesting topic nowadays. You mentioned India, but you, the company, the group, is in many, many different countries, right? How many countries are you in right now?
We have physical offices in 12 countries, from Japan to Australia, Mauritius, all the way to US. But that's also for for financial services, and then we have other divisions for healthcare, which is in Canada and India, and things like that.
And you operate in those 12 countries or more countries?
We operate in more than 150 countries. We have clients. We have a few million clients in over 150 countries right now. We've transacted trillions of dollars worth of value across. Technology, the last count we had was about 400 trillion. Financial services was a few trillion. And then healthcare does not really come in money terms. I think in healthcare, we look at how many lives we've improved.
How can you manage to maintain customer satisfaction and customer support in the level that you wish for your customers, considering the size of it?
It is I think the customer demand is increasing. The customer is getting more educated about certain things, and it is a very good thing that we see. We like to build products that are ethical. We like to build products that are solving a problem, and that is what has helped us bootstrap Finvasia from a small garage office to where we are today. And the customer support has been and the customer loyalty has been a cornerstone for us. But it is a challenge that we have to constantly look at. We identify the voice of customer, what are our customers complaining about, how can we improve that, and feed that down the food chain across the organization to make sure we are serving the customer and we are looking at what feedback we are getting from them proactively.
Right. You have mentioned ethics as well. It's a big part of a debate when it comes to innovation, right? Especially when we're talking AI, blockchain, and all the different innovations. And you, as a group, the two of you, you're very innovative. You like to find solutions when there is problems you're mentioning. How do you manage to take them hand in hand, ethics and innovation?
See, I think some things you have to build as a culture. And we've been very clear in head that we would always remain in the regulatory space. Because not only trust, but at the same time, when you're looking for a long-term vision, you wanted to make sure that what you're building is for generations to understand. And as the industry will evolve, you want to be part of it. So we have always made sure that whenever we are venturing into any particular industry, for example, we wanted to go to Mauritius, and we actually waited for 2 years to get the investment bank license. But we're very clear that once we have those mandates in place is when we would like to start expanding. So I think on a very conscious level, we have made sure that the ethics are in line with the principles we have, the vision and mission we have always kept in mind. Yes, being regulatory, there could be certain challenges, but at the same time, when you are consciously clear that we would do it right way, it might take an extra effort, but I think it pays in the long run.
Also, I would add to that, innovation sort of innovate tickles with a lot of things that can happen. Like, for example, with AI, you could do this or that. With blockchain, you could do this or that. The approach should be solve a problem. Don't look at technology. Look at the problem and then find what technology can solve this problem. If you go the other way around, you would be looking at the technology and seeing how can I sell it. So it does not come to the product. It comes to selling something. But if you look at the problem and see what technology across the world is that I can leverage on, that is more geared towards the problem itself.
Last question. What's next for Finvasia? Where's it going?
We want to be solving problems. Like Sarvjeet always, and he and I talk about, Finvasia is a pain tech. We find a pain point and we try to use technology to solve it. We are engineers. We want to solve problems that engineering can solve, whether that is in healthcare, whether that is in financial services, or if it's something else, if it's banking tomorrow, if it is some other industry. But there has to be a problem that could be solved with engineering and sciences, so we can build new knowledge that could be used, because technology and softwares are just a derivative of science. Science itself is the knowledge. So we partnered up with some of the institutes of technology across the world. We are trying to build devices, biomedical engineering devices that could real-time monitor a person's health, so the body is not a black box. So we look at pain points, we identify as an engineer how we can solve it, money follows.
Yeah, I think for us as well, I mean, we've been fortunate as a bootstrap, but a beta positive, which creates no pressure for us to, do something which has been imposed or insisted. We have always been conscious of doing something which is more meaningful for us, company, industry, society. And for those perspective, I think we have thoughts in mind, no doubt about it. We are very aggressively also looking at the futuristic technology tools, like, not just simply saying implementing AI, but understanding the use cases. Like, I'll just give you one simple example. The money lying in your bank is not your bank balance, because ultimately there is a huge expenses, EMIs, payments, which we don't even consider at. And I think we can really leverage technology to start getting more of what we have. So once the data starts talking to data, I think we will have more right opportunities and tools which can then ultimately be created for the end client. We are all using this platform, these businesses, to be able to solve problem, and that we know it. But AI and other tools can help us identify more and can do better. We would surely love to expand horizontally and vertically, even in the capital market, digital banking space, we told you, in India, even globally as well. So I think all put together, we are excited, we are happy, we are very positive to continue to do what we are doing, to evolve. And I think there are a lot of right opportunities out there. We just have to start looking the right pain points and solve them.
Thank you very much for giving us this interview. It has been a true pleasure. All the best in the rest of the expo, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you very much.